What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AM, guys. Welcome back to 5 Minute Rants. So today, guys, I actually want to focus a little more on leadership. And one of the things I actually want to talk about in leadership is a big mistake that I've made over the years, especially early on in leadership. And what brought this back up was Andrew and I were just having a conversation just about where we've been. And one of the things that I brought up in our conversation was how oftentimes I would see the potential in people and the potential of what they could do or how they could accomplish things or what life could be like, and you could say who they're called to be. I would see that, and then I would give opportunities based off potential rather than off character. And I think this is so important. I mean, what I'm talking about applies to everything. Oftentimes, even just in friendships or relationships, we will trust based off potential rather than character, and rather than what I would call fruit, where people have proven themselves. They have evidence of who they are, who their character is, what they're like, how they are in terms of their processing, their thought process, their heart, their principles. And so oftentimes this has gotten me in trouble with just the team and putting people on the bus. And Andrew and I have talked about it, and a lot of goods come from it. So everything that you do that's a failure or a mistake, anything that you do along those lines, if you choose to learn, the good that will come out of it and the positive that will come out of it far outweighs any of the mistake. It really does. Like, for instance, like look at Dave Ramsey. He is amazing with money in a lot of ways, right? Very smart, very practical in a lot of things. However, he made a ton of mistakes and went bankrupt before any of that happened. You look at where you have like even Alex Hormozi, he has failure after failure before success. And the principle behind that is really choosing to learn from the failure and then the good that comes out of it and the forward momentum that comes out of it. This is the same way. As a result, a lot of our hiring process for the team has radically changed, and it's become better in terms of we're actually hiring the right people for the positions. And I think it's important because I don't know if this is what you're like, but this is part of who I was like, is like, oh, there's potential, and you see potential. And it's important to see potential, but it's important to know the person. It's important to know who you're actually bringing on board. It's important to know the track record. Like, cool, resumes are not a track record. They're an overview, and they can be changed to whatever you want them to be changed into. However, understanding and actually going through a process to discover a person, to understand who they are, and then go through and then have a period of time to where you learn who they are is so vital. And I think it's important too because this translates to every other area as well. Like, just because there's an opportunity and a potential to do things doesn't mean you should do things. Just because there's a potential to partner with somebody doesn't mean you should partner with them. You need to know who they are. You're getting into an area of life, if you're choosing to partner with somebody, that's more complicated than just a normal friendship. You're choosing to do business, you're choosing to do life, and then you're tying a lot more things in life that are valuable or have greater impact on you personally and on your family than what other relationships would have. It's like marrying the wrong person. You marry the wrong person, and it's a bad mess. And so anyways, all of that being said, I think it's important to understand who you are, and you need to understand how you think, and you need to understand how you do things. You need to understand how you see the world, and then you need to grow from that. Part of where a lot of what I'm talking about is coming from is my personal journey with a lot of things. It's my personal journey with mistakes I've made, decisions I've made, good and bad, poor and great, and then learning from both those and understanding who I am and how I operate is vital to all of that, because then I can look at myself really objectively and I can actually see what I'm doing. And it comes back to an objective standpoint to where it's like, oh yeah, this is something that's great. And my mentor and one of my good friends in life, he said the best thing about me is also the worst thing about me. And I'll leave you with that. I'm out of time, guys. Peace.